The bulls are very hard to hold back right now for four reasons. DI is pumping in retail money, that's the biggest one. Budget is coming up, there are high hopes as usual. Result season is on us. The first results of MobiKwik today were fantastic. Rains have been kind, actually too kind. And if I was to put one more bull here, I would say it is optimism. And yesterday I talked about defense, that this sector may brighten up very soon. The shipping companies Mazgaon Dock and GRSC were up. The big boys HL and BL, they were up. Bharat Dynamics was up and Paras Defense was up 10%. That's because they got a lifelong license to manufacture LMGs, which is light machine guns. Make in India. So today I'll talk about how I typically go about creating some of these result theories or hypotheses aligned with Q3 results, budgets and so on. Hope it will be a good informative session. Fortunes flip nearly 2 or 3 times a week these days. Today actually the bottom tier was IT. Reliance is either in the top or at the bottom. In fact, now I'm getting in the mood of trying Reliance for trading, not investment. Today was the day of oil stocks. Reliance and ONGC were at the top. The deep reds of Next 50 also turned green. At the top today we had Adani Power, HAL, Zydus Life, Adani Green and ICICI General Insurance. The cuts in Zomato were big. The laggards had just one big red tower, tall one, software and IT. 31 sectors were up out of 36. The biggest gains today, of course, came from oil and gas, followed by banking, which was down a lot yesterday. While markets were good today, the volumes were a little lower than yesterday. The only rocket was in ONGC. The only visible reds were in IT. See here, TCS, Infosys. Yes Bank created a fresh low, but most of the stocks were up. Okayish volumes, no rockets and a lot of reds in the private sector. In the PSU space, Union Bank continued to crack. Investing pack totally flipped. Motilal Oswal up 5%, BSC 6%. The biggest gain today was in microfinance in one particular stock that hit a upper circuit, Spandana Spurti, 16x of normal volumes. Huge short covering, and that led to a rub-off effect in the other stocks also. In the IT pack, MobiKwik was up because of the good results. The volumes were high, however, mostly red. Auto sector is now totally undecided, playing a seesaw nearly on a daily basis. Volumes are ordinary. Metals also are seesawing on a daily basis. Today everything was up but on low volumes. See here for the big player, 25% of normal volumes. The sector which had high volumes, however, was oil and gas, led by the big boy today, Reliance, and also ONGC gave good company. OMCs, however, cracked. That's the rub-off effect of crude. MRPL and Chennai Petro gave up most of their gains by the end of the day. And Coal India's stock is totally reflecting the pace of the company, not moving at all. Renewable energy was totally red yesterday. It was totally green today. Pharma was fantastic as usual. The biggest gain was in Biocon on rocket volumes. Note these two companies, Ipca and Laurus, they are regularly hitting new highs. Varun Beverages fell for the second consecutive day. However, the remaining edible consumption was looking good. Similar performance by the non-edibles. Trent and DMart were down. Titan was up with rocket volumes. See here, 2.5x of normal volumes. Tilaknagar Industries, which had been going up regularly, that corrected yesterday but came back strongly today, 5.6%. TCS and Trent were down. Remaining Tata stocks were doing okay. IHC is no longer hitting fresh highs. Adani Group was fantastic. No large gains, however, everything was up anywhere between 1 to 3%. One thing which was always on my mind was to automate the result calendar. Today we had MobiKwik, the results were out. That stock was up 8.7%. The big day is on Thursday when TCS comes up with the result. My thought is to look at the next 1 to 3 days and see what results are coming up and observe the current changes. For example, Just Dial up 6%, This company called EMBDL that hit upper circuit 20%. Saturday, DMart down right now. Is there a possibility to take trade here? Is there any trend emerging? Right now, the heaviest day is 28th January. The links you see on the left, they take you to respective softwares. For example, if you want to analyze HDFC AMC, just click here and it will open screener with HDFC AMC. I hope to add bonus dividend kind of events also to this particular dashboard. Dashboard slightly better than yesterday, but I would not say we recovered from yesterday. It will take few more good days. IT was down, next 50 did not do much. The big gain was, however, in energy led by Reliance. Now the arm twisting game has started. The new Trump administration is coming in and there are expectations that there will be tightening on immigration. The Indian Prime Minister met the Microsoft chief a day or two back, and there is an announcement today that Microsoft will invest $3 billion in India. Now, this may sound strategic, however, there is a fine line here. One is the message from Microsoft to the new Trump administration that if you tighten the visas too much, we will have to move a lot of money to India. The second part is India gets benefited if $3 billion come in. The currency needs some support right now. So government is playing its part right now, working in the background to get some investments into the country. This is a good sign. I talked about denial yesterday. The official numbers are finally lower. The government says that the 4-year limit may breach and in 2025 we might just grow by 6.4%. I believe this number will be somewhere around 5.8 to 6% realistically unless something big comes up in the budget. Crude prices dip is written in the news, but when I shot this video, they were around 77. This is not going to be very kind for IOC, HPCL and BPCL. I've been patiently waiting for their results and a rally for about 6 months now. 6 stocks have been included in the FNO list. I don't think this will change anything for the volumes. However, this may be the readiness for inclusion in the indices like Next 50 and Nifty. I have 2 of these stocks, Castrol and Solar Industries in my portfolio. Hopefully they will benefit a bit. Gold and silver are slowly inching up. Yesterday for few minutes, Nvidia became the most valuable company, overtaking Apple. Alphabet, Amazon seem to have thrown in the towel. They are not even competing for the $3 trillion race. My trade for the day, I took some trades and they are trades, they are not investments. Spandana, it was going up like anything on high volumes. So I bought a bit of Spandana because my holding prices are very high. I also bought a bit of Fusion because this also has fallen a lot. I'll probably sell off what I bought in few days time, maybe tomorrow itself. And I bought a bit more of Lotus chocolate, cocoa, chocolate powder. All these are at very expensive rates right now, lifetime highs globally. I already owned it. I bought a little more of it. The results are next week. Q3 result season has started. Most of us are wondering what to do for the results. And the people who look a little ahead, they might be thinking what to do for the next quarter results because a month of that is already half gone. Today I'll talk about what I typically do or how I think when I see news flow around me with certain examples. These are from Money Control. India sees one of the lowest supply of hotels in financial year 24. That is because the capex cycle in hotels died after pandemic. It was a very tough time for hotels. As a result, room rates are high. Who will benefit? Especially Lemon Tree, the budget hotel. The luxury hotels may benefit, but they already had pricing power, especially in peak seasons. Is HMPV the next COVID-19 threat? If this virus threat or the perception of threat grows, then all hospital stocks will go through the roof. Some of the contract drug manufacturers, paracetamol, flu medicines, all of those will start going up a bit. Pharma in general is a defensive sector. Macro factors, rains have been really good. What is rain good for? Certain crops, sugarcane, rice. Some of the crops are for arid regions. They are not impacted much. In fact, they don't like too much water. Also, when there is a lot of rain, it recharges groundwater, which means next year there is water available to draw using bore wells. Now, a lot of rain also means that crops get destroyed, especially in certain areas. So watch out for that particular segment, especially a lot of roads, dams, highways, they get blown away or washed away rather. And when roads and highways are washed away, they will have to be reconstructed. Who will construct them? There are companies which specialize in them, like IRB Infrastructure. I don't hold IRB Infrastructure. It's a good company, so that may get certain orders. Oil, we saw last year it was very high, then it came down, then it consolidated. Now it is inching up a bit. But the problem is that most retail do not understand at all the difference between the categories of oil companies. So whenever there is violent move upward or violent move downward, all oil companies suffer. And what I don't know is if the oil breaches say 85, 90, 95 levels by any chance, then will windfall tax be back, because that was abolished last month only. This is a hard sector. In fact, if I exit next time, I might not enter this sector at all, because it has blocked my capital significantly and I have not made money at all. This particular commodity is very interesting. Cocoa, coffee, chocolate powder. These are at a lifetime high because of the crop damage in Africa, because of the extreme weather. Now, one of the side effects is Nescafe. This is one of the largest selling coffee brand in India. Brew, which is also a very large brand. This is Nestle. This is HUL. Yes, there is Tata Coffee also. Tata Consumer is not doing well. I have never understood that particular company. In good times when tea, coffee are very expensive, they have not made money for me. The stocks have not gone anywhere. Starbucks is reducing their footprint in India. They are partners with Tata Coffee. I don't like the taste. That is why I have not even listed it here. Now there is a company called Lotus Chocolate which was acquired by Reliance last year. This is the performance of the stock and it has fallen a lot. Its results are next week, so I have bought a bit into it. Now coffee, there is one more theory which I'll tell you. My elder kid goes to college and she said yesterday that the coffee prices have been revised first from 15 rupee to 20 and then from 20 to 25. Within 1 year, the coffee prices, one cup has become 25 from 15. The pricing power is there. Now elections drive a lot of economic changes in the country. The biggest one I observed and learned the hard way this time was the microfinance cycle, which peaks ahead of the elections and it goes down after the elections. Promises unkept. This cycle is now looking at a little resumption, but again, elections can decide a lot of investments in or out in your portfolios if you create theories carefully, especially based upon the ruling parties and what they might do. Price war is very interesting right now. The biggest one in the country is being raised by Reliance. First they did it in telecom. Now they are doing it in the consumption space. First they crashed the prices of cola. Now they are crashing the prices of fruit juices. No one wins in this particular cycle because they are not going to drive Pepsi and Coca-Cola out of the country. These brands probably established in India when the youngest generation of Ambanis was not even born. Also, one direct impact of this cola war especially and the juice war is it's carrying 28% GST, and if cola sells at half the price, then the finance minister gets half the revenue in GST. There will be a day when there will be a realization and this war could end. There are of course future Nokias around all of us. The biggest one perhaps is Coal India. There are many such brands which are refusing to listen to the signs of change. The biggest one is the entire bunch of banks. Their spending in IT continues to be abysmal. The other segment which right now in my opinion is sleeping is IT. They are still doing what they did 10 years back. Many of them are doing what they did 30 years back. Especially the big companies, they are not listening to the winds of change at all. So these sleeping giants, they could get extinct anytime. Nokia also, no one imagined at one point of time could go extinct. 110 crore people still live in villages or tier 3, tier 2 cities or towns. This demand has to go up if the GDP has to prosper. Either you need a lot of agri or you need a lot of jobs, small scale ones, not the large ones. We don't need mechanized jobs. Mechanized jobs will get the work done, they will produce some stuff. But to buy that stuff in the country, you need people with money in their hands. For that, they need jobs, they need increments. Till that happens, the GDP will not be back to 7.5-8%. These are few examples only. I'm sure you can think of a lot more. There could be good discussion around them. Idea is to create a theory around them. A lot of my theories go wrong as well. Over time, get more theories right than wrong, and you will make a lot of money. Hope this concept was useful. If there are any questions, let me know. I can create more videos. Thanks for watching and I will see you tomorrow.